Welcome again to Jeannie's Kitchen. This is our fourth video of the series. We've given you preparation for all the foods, we've given you meatballs, we've given you raviolis, and now we will be making my lasagna. Yeah, I know, I say it funny because that's what I do. Lasagna is a wonderful food that is all in the assembly. What I have in front of you here is what we're going to assemble, and we're going to make this all wonderful, terrific. First off, I'm going to preheat my oven back here, the same oven I had last time, to 350. Now, I got my casserole pan, put in some oil. I'm going to put in just 1 tablespoon of this sauce. This sauce should look familiar to you. It is the sauce of both the meatballs and the raviolis. It is a really good sauce. Made fresh today. When did we make it fresh? When we made the meatball and the raviolis. There we go. Now here's that hack I told you about. Wonton wrappers. Right here. They're nice and soft, but they are extra starchy, and I'm not all that crazy about extra starchy. What I got here is a bowl full of just out of the just out of the sink hot. And all I did was run them through once. You can see how quickly I'm doing this. What I'm doing is I'm just washing the starch off. And I'm giving them a little bit of moisture. Not that they really need moisture. What this needs is to not be flipped over the corner. There we go. And I can just eyeball this in to 6 nice portions. And that's what's cool about this, because each and every portion is going to be the same, so that Uncle Charlie or Aunt Mabel don't say, he got more than I did, or I didn't get as much as he did, or whatever. They're going to be beautiful. And on the plate, they're all going to look wonderful. And the trick with using these wonton wrappers is the fact that there's no squishiness when you go to cut them apart. When you go to cut out a serving, oh, did I tell you we're putting 2 on the bottom of each? It's just because I like solidness. You're seeing how easy this is, right? I hope you're seeing how easy this is. There's 2 of those. And what do I need? I need 2 more. Like I said, I am just getting them wet through here, rinsing off the starch, and giving them a little bit of moisture, and I stack them up. Once again, kids can do this because you can't get it wrong. Okay, now, because you can see I have twice as much cheese as I do meat, we're going with 2 layers of cheese, 1 layer of meat. Actually, we're going a lot of layers of cheese, but 2 layers of the ricotta cheese that we all made this afternoon. I got my good old wonderful Starbucks coffee scoop, and you don't got to be real tough with this. There you go. Plunk. Plunk. You know what else works really, really well for this? Is different size melon baller scoops or different ice cream scoops. But I'm using the Starbucks coffee scoop for a real simple reason. That's the first thing I saw when I opened up the drawer that it was in. Highly technical. You can see how easy this is, right? You are noticing, saying, hey, that's pretty easy. I can do that at home. That's why, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm making this video for you, so you can do it at home. There we go. 6 layers of that. Now watch what we do. Whoops, we don't want to drop knives. Just for the what the fun, I'm going to put in some melty cheese. You'll notice this is round. And that tells me that it is provolone. Plus the package said it was provolone. But I know the difference in the round slices and the square slices. Square slices of the mozzarella. We're going to use some of that too. Now, you're saying, Francis, that is a lot of cheese already. And you're only on the first layer. Yeah, you're right. It is a lot of cheese. And yeah, you're right. We're on the first layer. But it's the way I make it. And you are more than welcome to adjust your portions. I will not be offended. Okay, now I'm doing exactly the same thing with the meat. This is the sausage that we made for the raviolis. In another episode in the future, I'm going to show you how to make these same lasagnas with vegetables instead of meat. You can even make this a vegetarian or even a vegan lasagna. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy to a lot of you, but trust me, I'm not going to fib to you. It's going to be tasty and delicious, just like everything else I make. You are seeing how easy this is when I make these portions, right? And you remember that everybody gets the same, so it's just so absolutely beautiful. And when we got any leftover meat, we're going to mix it up with this sauce. And we're going to make it a meat sauce real fast. Because nothing gets wasted and everything is tasty and delicious. Now, there was that layer. Now what are we doing? Now we're going to put on some more wonton wrappers. Only this time all we're going to do is one apiece. And we're using the round ones. I don't know if I told you ever before, but do these one at a time. Do not throw them all in at one time and just think you're going to sort them out. You know why? Because it comes out to be a big, giant glob. And trust me, it's not a pleasant glob. You could probably use it for wall putty if you wanted to fix a wall while you were cooking. I know this looks pretty ugly, but I'm going to smash it out a little bit. Okay. Now, while we were gone, I put in another layer of the ricotta cheese mix, and I put on another slice of cheese. Next, I'm going to top it off. I used the rounds on the inside. I'm going to go back to the squares for the top. And it's all going to be wonderful. This time, instead of putting a single layer on at a time, I'm just doing the two layers together. Again, still, I'm drinking them through the hot water. And I'm putting a nice square on top. The inside round ones, I only used one, but on the top and on the bottom, I'm using two. And here are two little loose boys. Got away from camp. So I'm just putting them together. When it all cooks down, it's all going to be unnoticeable anyway. And there we go. Now, I'm going to cap this up with the mozzarella cheese, which again is square, and that's nice because it's going on top. Okay, so some of you are thinking that's a heart attack in a casserole. Yeah, so you only eat one portion. You don't eat three. And I am finishing up with the squares of mozzarella. And we are almost done. We're going to use up this leftover meat, and we're going to put some sauce on here, and it's all going to be gorgeous, tasty, and delicious. There we go. Now I'm putting the meat in the sauce because it is a meat sauce, and we only did one layer of meat in the lasagna, and why I got that in there I don't know. And I can just mix this up real nice. Again, we're going to do our perfect exact portions. Right. Biff. Biff. That's a technical term, biff. Now, you're asking, why isn't he spreading that around? Because when it goes in the oven and all the heat takes its time, it's going to spread its own self around just fine. Trust me on that. I've seen it happen. Some guys on TV showed it to me when I was sitting in my living room watching it my own self back before we had YouTube. Okay. And there's that. That all looks nice and portioned, don't it? Look nice and portioned. Remember that extra cheese that we didn't use in the very first thing we did? Oh gee, look at this. We got a place for it to go right now. And this is technical. You got to do the sprinkles. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Even though it's like melty cheese, but we're doing it like a sprinkle. Nothing gets wasted, and I guarantee this is going to be beautiful. And that's it. In 50 minutes, we're going to come back and pull this out of the oven, and it is going to be golden brown, delicious, and crusty, and melty, and tasty, and delicious. I'll see you back when we come back and pull this out of the oven. Let's pull it out, see what we got. Okie dokie. Generally speaking, I am real good with that. Toasty brown and delicious. Sizzling. I told you it was all going to come out nice. Now, generally speaking, I don't want you cutting into this yet. But I am me and you are not me. So we want to get this taken care of. I know where the portions are. So all I got to do is pretty much break the cheese free of the casserole pan. I can see the little portions. I'm not even hardly slicing nothing. Okay? Now, let's get this a little farther up. There we go. Rock and roll. Up. Oh, come on, don't stick, baby. And add them. If you will just hand me a fork over there, I'll cut this delicious piece of wonderfulness and we can see what it's like. There it is. That is Chef Francis lasagna. Once again, I thank you for being with us in Jeannie's Kitchen, where everyone eats and anyone, you, can cook. Thank you for being with us.